I read that President Clinton offered you the job of FBI director, and you turned it down before it went to Louis Freeh. Is that true?
Yes, it is true. I was contacted when I was police commissioner the first time. I mean, they never say, here's the job, but would you be interested? Come down for an interview, that sort of thing. But I had just become police commissioner. Of course, I was a product and am a product of this great New York City Police Department. So I was honored to be commissioner, and I didn't want to leave in 1993.
Would you consider it if another President Clinton offered you the job?
I'm just focusing on being police commissioner. It's the best job that I've ever had, and I want to enjoy it.
How about Homeland Security Secretary?
Well,
most New Yorkers think you would be much better for that than anyone they've had so far.
Well, that's flattering, but I'm focusing all my energies on being police commissioner.
Still dwelling in the past, you were commissioner during the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, and you have said you mistakenly thought at the time that it was an isolated crime, not part of a larger effort. Do you think the city made policy mistakes in responding to that bombing?
Oh, I certainly wasn't the only one who thought it was an isolated incident. We were not equipped to make that assessment in 1993. We relied on the federal authorities, and the federal authorities looked at it as a isolated incident. If you recall, the individual who rented the Ryder truck in New Jersey showed up 6 days later to get his deposit. That was seen as a bit of a joke. The gang that couldn't shoot straight, and it was seen as a one-time event. Obviously, we were all very much mistaken. It should have been a wake-up call. It wasn't, and we paid the price in a lot of ways since then.
People criticize Mayor Giuliani for putting the emergency command center in the World Trade Center after that first bombing, where, of course, it was destroyed when they needed it on 9/11. Did you second-guess that?
Hindsight is always 20/20. You can second guess a lot of things. We've learned a lot from the experiences of September 11th. We've done more than any other city in the world to protect ourselves from another terrorist event. Should it have been placed there? In retrospect, no, it should not have. But there were a lot of things that should not have gone forward after the 93 bombings, and they did.
Did you second guess that at the time? Did it ever occur to you to think, gosh, they're putting the command center right in the middle of the obvious target?
Brian, quite frankly, I was in Washington at the time. I was deeply immersed in my job as Undersecretary of the Treasury and U.S. Customs Commissioner. I'm not certain I even or ever focused on where the command center was placed prior to September 11th.
There are people who want you to run for mayor in 2009. How interested are you?
I have no plans to run for any elective office.
No plans is usually what people say when they don't want to rule it in, but not quite rule it out.
I have no desire to run for elective office. How's that?
No desire to run for elected office.